In this video, we're going to take a look at the process for upgrading to BitSeeds 2.0, the new release that is coming out today, Monday, May 2nd, 2016. Now, if you have not used an older version of BitSeeds, like version 1.2 that was released in 2015, if you've never used an older version prior to the May 2nd, 2016 release, you do not need to watch this video or follow the steps. If you're a new user, just download it and drag it into a folder and run it, and you're good. But if you have funds that are on the old chain and you need to move it to the new one, then you need to watch this video if you're having any trouble with the process. And this will show you the whole thing. Now, we're assuming here that you've downloaded the new version and you've got the zip file on your computer. I've got it sitting here on my desktop, and I'm just going to double click it. And the steps, by the way, I'm running this in Windows 7, but it's pretty much the same on any version of Windows, at least from 7 onwards. So you're going to have a folder that is going to, the zip file is going to contain a number of items, including bitseeds-qt and some DLL files, a README file, which has written version of these instructions, and then a special batch file that you're going to run one time and one time only after you've installed and open the program and let it run for the first time. Let's take a look. So I'm going to move this window to one side, and I'm going to go to my start menu, and I'm going to go to the computer, and I'm going to go into, look for the libraries on the left side. I'm looking for documents, and I'm just going to put this BitSeeds folder. You can really put this anywhere you want. You can put it into your applications. You can put it into your documents or whatever. It really doesn't matter where you put this. It's a standalone program. I'm going to put it in my documents folder just for lack of a better place. So I'm in my documents library. I'm going to click the new folder button at the top, or I can right click in an empty space and I can go to new folder, click that, and I'm just going to call it BitSeeds 2.0. Double click that, and then I'm going to take all of these files. Control A will highlight them all, or you can lasso them like I just did, and just drag them and drop them into that folder. And I'm going to close the zip file window, and we now have it installed, such as it were. So at this point, you can just double click it, and you're going to get a prompt that looks something like this. It says welcome to it, and asks if you want to use the default data directory or a custom one. I would recommend that you use the default one. If you do change it, make sure you do not change it to whatever the old BitSeeds data directory was labeled as. It's usually going to be just simply called BitSeeds. This one's going to be called BitSeeds New to differentiate it from the old one. This is important. So use the default data directory is what I suggest. I'm going to hit OK, and it will launch BitSeeds the first time. Your firewall may come up and ask if you want to allow access. You definitely want to allow, and it's going to synchronize. Shouldn't take very long. And okay, we now have the green check mark. We're up to block 1434 at this point in time. And now I can close the program again. And now I need to actually import my old wallet. There is a file called wallet.dat, and that is what contains the private key, which is the key that electronic key that unlocks access to your funds. And we're going to be importing that into the current version. So we have to find our data directory, and this is in a typical location. Easiest way to find it is to go to the search that is in like the start menu, the Windows menu, the start menu, and or just use the search feature on the computer, and you're going to type in %appdata, and you should see very quickly an option, a folder called app data, and you're looking for that. So you're going to click that. That'll open a window, and there's going to be a folder called roaming in there, which is typically where you're going to find your BitSeeds data folder. Double clicking that, we can see BitSeeds and BitSeeds New. BitSeeds is the old one, BitSeeds New is the new one. Pretty simple. So if we go into BitSeeds old version, there's a wallet.dat file, And that is what we need to copy and paste into the new one. Now, before we do this, we might want to just take a second. I'm going to back up here, and I want to make a backup copy of my BitSeeds folder just to be on the safe side. So now that we've done that, I'm going to go back into the BitSeeds folder, the data folder. We're going to look for wallet dat, click once, and Control C. We'll copy it. We back the back button. We go into the BitSeeds new folder, and we have another wallet dat file that was just created. It's brand new. It's empty. And as long as you're following the instructions here and you've just opened up the new version of BitSeeds for the first time and you've done nothing else and then closed it, then you have a completely pristine empty wallet dat file which has no funds in it. So you can delete it, or I'm just going to be on the safe side. This is just general good practice. I'm going to take a slightly different approach, and I'm going to rename it. I'm just going to put an exclamation mark at the beginning. That gets it out of the way. And now I can hit Control V and paste in the wallet dat from the old folder. And there it is. So now that I've done that, I can close this window. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go back to the folder that I put the BitSeeds program into. So I'm going to go into Documents again, which is where I happen to choose to put it. And I'm going to go into the BitSeeds 2.0 folder that I created. Here is the new version of BitSeeds, but there is a batch file that says run me once after update. And that is, as it says, you're supposed to run it once. Okay, so process here is we ran BitSeeds the first time, we closed it, that created the data folder, we copied the dat file, that's the wallet dat file, into it, replacing the old one, and now we run the batch file one time, and this will force it to rescan the wallet and the dat file and look for any funds that may be there. And we now have one transaction that was not there before. This is just a demo wallet I'm using. And you can see here there is a fraction of a BitSeed, 0.00612 BitSeed, and before there was 0. So that's the import process. And for most people, it's going to be just as simple as that. You install it, you close it, copy the dat file over, relaunch it using that batch file, and then your funds should be available to you.